welcome to the Playbook. I'm Josh Randall.
I'm Tyler Wright.
And Tyler, today we have, because of our school being canceled for the rest of the year due to the coronavirus, we have a special show for you guys today about notable senior athletes that, we're going to be discussing and talking about, the things they did and stuff like that. Plus some breaking news overnight. Rob Gronkowski on the Buccaneers with Tom Brady. We'll get to that later. But first, Tyler, you want to introduce our graphics here?
Yes, I do. 1 second, dear sir.
But yeah, I mean, this year was really weird because, we didn't even get spring sports in. But, this is a good way to, notarize all these people that didn't really get to fulfill the rest of their high school sports. But, yeah. So this is kind of a good thing. We asked for your nominations on my Instagram and the Playbook Instagram last week, and we only got 2 nominations. So, disappointing. So, all right. So, I'm gonna start this off. It's my pick. First group of notable athletes, the golf team, the big 3, as I always called them, myself, Kim Butler, and Thomas Hickey. The golf team was always one of the teams that like everybody overlooked, but at the same time, we were constantly making playoffs and like winning. Thomas won the championship last year, and we had won the championship in like 2014, and we had been going to playoffs and getting like second and third in the state for like a couple of years. Like I'm pretty sure freshman and sophomore year we were getting like second and third in states, and then junior year was kind of like the year where we kind of fell off a little bit. Other than Thomas, obviously won individuals. I spent 4 years on the team. Kim spent 6 years on the team. Thomas came into our school at sophomore year, so basically the big 3 of us, we were all leading the underclassmen. I'm pretty sure Stokey is the oldest kid on the team. He's going to be a junior this year, but the rest of the team is all like sophomores and like freshmen and stuff. So we really paved the way for these kids. All right, next. Oh, there's nothing there.
My bad.
Next up, Sarah Shannon and Allie Taylor. Okay. All right, this has gone great.
Keep going.
Next up on the list, Sarah Shannon and Allie Taylor, the D4 volleyball champions back in 2015. I remember going to that game, the atmosphere, us winning barely in the 5th set. I remember they played 2 crucial parts of that team, throughout their high school career, not to mention the state championship they won, but throughout their career, they have been leading that team and doing very well with holding down the fort for Blizz.
Yeah.
Next up is Pat Finnegan. He was he had captaincy of both basketball and soccer, and everybody knows him as the outstanding leader for the senior class. Everybody knows that if you've played with him on a team, whether it be in gym class or for a sport, you know that he's going to be the leader of the team, and he always gives that one pregame speech that I can't remember off the top of my head, but something to do with the ocean.
Yeah, I remember that. All right, your next player or person.
Tim Leahy, 4 years on the soccer team. Outstanding captaincy and leadership. I remember playing with him in middle school, and he was basically the anchor of the team. He did a really good job of just kind of like, keeping everybody's heads about them. And he did a really good job of being a leader and a captain with that. Next up, Megan Colby. This was one of our 2 nominated people, I guess. Megan Colby was nominated for the girls soccer team for her outstanding leadership and her positive vibes overall. I mean, I've watched a couple of the soccer games, and she does a really good job both on the field and with the team. So, yeah, not much debate there to be had. Next up is Kevin Rogers. He spent, he's said 3 years on the team. That's supposed to be 4.
Yeah, 3 because they didn't play this year.
Oh, well, I mean, this is going to be the 4th year on the team. But anyways, yeah, Kevin Rogers, I mean, I think out of any sport that I've seen at Wiltenberg Academy, anybody playing, Kevin has, he's had the most commitment to that sport. He's also been a leader, both on and off the field. I feel like him and Ryan Morin do a really good job of like, showing the younger kids the way and stuff like that.
It's not just like Waltenboro sports he plays. He plays like Laconia, Post One, Concord Cannons. I think he played Concord Cannons. I'm not sure. Never him tell me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's fully dedicated to baseball, and it's like he's never had a doubt in his mind of like playing another sport. Like he's always wanted to play baseball. He's always playing baseball. He always talks about baseball. Like I don't know. I feel like there's a couple kids with like basketball and stuff that you might see that, but Kevin brings it to a whole nother level. So, and he's got the leadership attributes. He's pretty good. He's a pretty good leader with that team.
Committed. Going to college for it too.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Thomas also, me and Thomas, FPU 24, we're both going there for golf. I forgot to mention that.
All right, me for golf, I can't really debate about this one. You, Josh, or you, Josh, same person. You, Kim, Thomas, like the big ones, the kind of the leaders of the team.
Yep.
Everyone was like looking up to you, not just like for being like good kind of thing, but like for you guys setting the role or setting the expectations of MMA golf. I see you wearing your golf shirt right there.
Oh yeah, that's why. Absolutely.
But like, there's really no debate on this. You covered a lot of it, but like, you can't just not debate. You three are probably the best athletes in Molten Borough for golf.
Well, yeah, I sure hope so. I don't know what other golf team there is. I mean, I can say, I thought I was pretty. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have been on this list as much. Like I really like as despite spending 4 years with the program, I really did not like start blooming into like a great player and a leader until like senior year. But even then, it was a real struggle at times with some of the underclassmen trying to like keep them at bay and stuff like that. But we all did a good job, and we all held down the team pretty well. If one of us had an off day, we would be the glue for the other people that, would just kind of bring them back up and stuff like that. So, yeah, really tight bond there. Really good stuff.
Yeah, that's why I would choose you three, because I don't, like, there's not a lot of, like, if we were to choose, like, just any other, like, athletes for golf, I still probably would have chose you three, not specifically seniors, but, like, I still would have chosen you three because you guys are, like, the main guys for that team. Then for same thing as you, can't really debate this. Volleyball, probably best players I've seen play. They're 100% committed. They're like the championship, like you said, the atmosphere in that is just like your heart was pounding and pounding. And these two did not let them down. They brought us a championship.
Yeah,
the only one Bro's going to see for a long time.
Hey, shots. And we thought Thomas Hickey win the championship last year with golf. What are you on about?
That is true. And for baseball and softball, can't forget softball.
There you go.
I chose Ryan and Allie. Again, 3 years in Molten Borough because they didn't really get played this year. It would have been 4. But they're committed. Like, you see Ryan, like, he's always talking about it, as well as Kevin. Like, them two are just, like, probably the big Molten Borough Academy athletes for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Then Allie, you see her, like, she posts and stuff. She's, like, committed to softball. She's you can tell she's sad the season's gone. I mean, I would be too because it's your season. You see, or senior year of.
She's a key player to the team. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like she was a big team player of that. She was a main contributor as well. That's why I chose these two because again, they're main contributors, big players on these teams. And for soccer, I chose Tim, Pat, and Megan.
There you go.
Again, for their captaincy and outstanding leadership, all 3 players. Like Pat, like you said, he gives little pregame speeches. I remember Maltburg Academy posted on their Instagram the other day of Pat's little pregame speech of him. I think it was the Winter Carnival thing of where
it was Earth Day last year.
Oh, yeah, it was Earth Day. It was like a couple of us versus like I don't remember your team, but I remember your team gave a little pregame speech too. But I remember it was like me, Devin, Pat, and like Pat was like we made a mistake. Pat's like, everyone get over here right now. Brought us into a huddle.
Yeah.
Really weird huddle. I'm not gonna lie.
It was interesting.
Yeah. Talked about the ocean again, and I was like, all right.
I don't really know what the point of the ocean is, but
I don't either. But I mean, it worked because we started playing good, not messing up a lot. And like Tim's, you can see a lot if you watch Tim. He's all jokes and funny, but like when it comes to soccer, he takes it serious, like MA soccer. But like gym soccer and all that, he always messes around and stuff. Like he takes it serious. That's why like I choose him because not only the fact of his leadership and like his captaincy, but, like his focus and like commitment and contribution to the team of like him focused on like to win, to like get goals, kind of thing. Then I agree with you about Megan. Like, there's really no discussion or no debate against Megan.
Yeah.
Because like you watch her play, she's outstanding. She leads that team. I wouldn't say necessarily lead, but like she's committed to that team. She puts her heart into the game as well. So that's why I chose these 3 because like all 3 of these players put their heart and like soul kind of thing into this game of soccer. Cause, like they just like it a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
You should have played. Just saying. So
Yeah,
for
no,
basketball,
I shouldn't have. As much as I wanted to play soccer, I found a starting spot in golf and I went to a state championship. So, I
yeah.
mean, I don't have any regrets.
For basketball, I chose Noah Robinson and Lauren Ship. I think I spelled her last name wrong. Is it two piece?
I think so. I don't.
Yeah, my bad, Lauren, for watching this. But for basketball, like they're committed and stuff. Like Lawrence senior night showed up, went off. Like Noah as well, his like leadership and like commitment to that team.
Yeah.
It's like I remember Noah like in the summer or something. So I was complaining about how like I can't like make my shots and stuff. Like Noah like said he would like help me like teach me like some like moves and like shooting ways. Like that just shows like he's not like so self-centered but like oh I'm the best player blah blah. Like he's like
Yeah.
he's willing to like help you like get better and stuff. Like in practices and stuff, he would team up with me for me to like play defense against him.
Yeah.
Didn't always work. I'll tell you.
And
It did
say
not
whatever
work.
you want, and say whatever you want about him or like the rest of these people, but like all of these people, why we've chosen is because not only they're good leaders on the field, they're also good leaders off the field. And Noah's a good kid, especially with football too. I mean, he leads that team as well, doesn't he? And
I have that one.
oh, you do? Oh, spoilers. My bad.
But yeah, I agree. Like Lauren as well. I'm sure if you ask Lauren or something, she would help you as well. Like these two are like big contributors to the basketball team. I mean, they're really this team is not the same without them. If you look at it.
No.
Then football, I chose Noah, Markey, Nolan, and Landon.
Yeah.
All three, the big three for football because they're all like committed leaders and stuff. Like as you see, they all joke. Did they win freshman year?
Did they? No, the year before that they won, and then they got to the state championship freshman year.
Yeah, so they're they're all important players. You take them away, like Noah QB1, as you listed right there. Like take him away. I don't mean, from what I heard, their next QB isn't as good as Noah. But like you take away Markey, Landon, and Nolan, like the team's not the same. You can see that if you. I mean, despite they're really not that good in general. They've said it too, so I'm not taking shots at them. But like you look at them, they're like, they're like, committed and they're like serious about this game. But like, they're all joking and stuff. Like on the field, when it comes to the game, they will like want to win, despite they really can't win. The team's saying, but like
they're the heart and soul of that team, and I don't think there's any doubt about it. Every time like they're always like the biggest hype man for that team. Despite the team not being that good and having difficulties, they're still hyping up that team. They're still doing everything they can to make sure that there's positive morale in that locker room. So, that's where they come into play, not just on the field, but off the field as well.
That is all I have.
I mean, like, so when we look at this senior season and stuff like that, I mean, it's really depressing as to how, we didn't really get to complete it and stuff like that. I mean, right at the end of winter sports, like right at the conclusion of it is when everything happened or thereabouts, So, I mean, like, there's a lot of people, like, I knew this would have been a big year for people like, Kevin and like Ryan and stuff like that because, this is their senior baseball year and stuff. I mean, that's where you make the magic happen, I guess. That's how it always is. You always make the magic happen senior year. I mean, that's what any sport that is. You always have to have your senior season be the best, and I feel like they didn't get to accomplish that, which is really depressing. But they've all of these people have put lasting impressions in the school. Like everybody, all the underclassmen are they're gonna remember the seniors as like, the people that. They're definitely the most annoying class. Let me tell you, I'm not debating about that at all. I don't think anybody else could. We are the most annoying class of anybody. But I feel like, as far as sports and stuff like that goes, we definitely were, the leaders for the team when there wasn't a leader there per se. And, when the seniors weren't on the field, when they weren't doing their thing, there was definitely a gap. And you can see it in not only the performance, but in morale and stuff like that. So I feel like this isn't the send off that they would have wanted. It's like Vince Carter on the Atlanta Hawks. I feel like the league actually retired before he did. So
thing like what I was saying about like Noah and stuff. Noah's like the big he's their big most big man, and like you can tell when they don't play without him, when they play without him and stuff. Cause they did a couple games, like they would they couldn't stop anything in the paint because like Noah is their driving force in that. Like
Yeah.
stop anybody in that. Like, I don't know. It's just these specific players we chose, not because we're like biased towards them or anything like that. It's just they're probably the best MMA athletes we've seen in our grade.
And it's not necessarily about talent. Like these rankings or whatever, I wouldn't even call them rankings. These are just notations. These aren't based off skill. This is based off leadership and like what other people think about them. Like Megan Colby and Kevin Rogers were put on here. Like I made sure to include them because of the fact that like not only are they good leaders and stuff like that, but the people that contact me and said and gave me examples of how that works. It really shows a lot about how they were, how they how important they were to their team. And I feel like there's a lot of people that it's not always the leaders that get the recognition on the team. I feel like it's always usually all the players that start the most or stuff like that. But no, it should be the leaders that gets the most recognition because in the end, that's what's holding the team together.
Right, there's like leaders for like other like sports, like under level kind of thing for like JV soccer, like those kind of things. Like and like they're obviously not the best players, so they be on varsity. Is there no JV soccer?
I don't think so. Not this year.
You know what I meant? JV teams, okay?
Yeah.
Or like people who play in varsity but are like bench kind of thing. Like Devin's like really good at basketball. I'd say like Markey, all really good players at basketball, but like you can't. I saw that. They can't start them as like we can't even put them in the list. Like they're not really.
And, I would even throw you in there. Despite
they're
you
gonna
being
attack
on
me.
JV.
Devin is gonna attack me for this, but Devin, you are cocky. That's why I wouldn't count you on this list.
Whoa! We're throwing call-outs into this.
It's okay. I know Devin's smoking in basketball any day. This is not a threat right now.
Okay. All right. I did not know we were getting that serious. Okay.
Devin, you're good. Really
throw,
good. But you don't have the leadership.
Yeah, and see, like, you were recognized on JV for having leadership and stuff like that. I didn't really think about putting you in the list just because you're not like the varsity. But that's not call-outs on you. I'm just saying
I know.
the circumstances. But like, you led that team, and it was obvious. And they looked up to you. I mean, the coaches had good relationships with you because you were leading the team, because you were the senior. So I feel like that did a really good job of
Back from my coach. He was my ISS guy.
Really?
So we grew a relationship in ISS.
Really?
And I played basketball.
That's funny. That's funny.
In other news, there's some big news happening. Yesterday, I was at work.
Happening.
My coworker screams my name, telling me to look at my phone. I'm like, what just happened? I look down. Patriots ex-tight end Robert Gronkowski is going to the Bucks. Josh, how do you feel?
Could you believe it? This is not a drill. It's actually happening. Rob Gronkowski will play football in the 2020-21 season for the Buccaneers with Tom Brady. I can barely wrap my head around it. It's so just mind-boggling. I'm not sure. Like, Tyler, what are you thinking? You're the Chiefs fan here. You're probably the most threatened by this. Are you not? No? Who is? Who's the more threatened? 49ers probably?
I'm not threatening because the defense for the Bucks is just god awful.
I mean, I don't know.
The Saints are way better than them. Saints are gonna win their division. I mean, maybe the Bucks will make it because the NFL did expand their playoffs. But if they don't, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because I don't know what the connection is going to be because there's new players as well.
Yeah.
So like, Brady might not even target Robert Gronkowski that much because he's got like Goodwin or Evans. But either way, I feel like the NFC just got a whole lot more competitive now.
It got more interesting and competitive, I will say. I can't. It's ridiculous. I can't think of Tom Brady playing in the NFC. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what is that?
I can't imagine Tom Brady and Gronkowski over there. Like,
I can't imagine them being anywhere else other than a Patriots uniform. I think that's ridiculous. By the way, Patriots uniforms gross. I hate them.
But I don't like that.
Anyways, Tyler, so, like, do you see them going positive? Do you see them making playoffs? Like, what do you see out of this team?
If you watched them the end of the year last year with Jameis Winston, like, they started to, like, fix their mistakes and, like, started to, like, get better and stuff. They were on a streak. They were on a roll. I mean, sadly, the season ended too soon, so they did play negative. But they were, like, maybe 1 or 2 games below negative. Like, adding Gronkowski and Tom Brady, it might be a little different for the offense. Less interceptions.
And I think the thing with the Buccaneers is, like, people, when they say, obviously Jameis Winston threw 30 interceptions, which is awful, but the thing they need to realize, he also threw 30 touchdowns, and that proves
Yeah,
that
exactly.
that offense has a nice young core that Tom Brady's be able
People
to work
act
with
like the
to
Bucks are like,
develop.
oh my god, they're so bad because they threw interceptions. But Bucks were not one of the worst teams last year.
No,
Like,
they weren't, and they, usually we're gonna look at the Bucks and say, oh, that's a lower tier team. No, they were like middle of the pack. They were like, I don't want not the whole season they were competing to get in the playoffs, but they were towards the end. And I feel like they have a nice core. They have a nice young core that Tom Brady's and Gronk is going to be able to develop and actually like use to the best of their abilities. And I feel like that team's going to be pretty dangerous. I mean, I don't know if they're going to make playoffs or not. Maybe they'll make wild card round. That may be the only way I could see them getting into playoffs. But I mean, I think the sky's the limit for this team. I really do. I mean, the defense is another question, but on the offensive end, I feel like this team, and we've seen teams before with really strong offensives and not the best defense. Chiefs until this year. You could say the Chiefs defense got a lot better this year, but I feel like at this point in time, I feel like it's becoming less and less of a defensive game. Do you know what I mean? Like these teams with bad defenses, i.e. the Chiefs, are still making playoffs, still doing very well.
winning Super Bowls.
Maybe it's just because Patrick Mahomes is Jesus. Who knows? But I mean, the thing is that defense is starting to matter, like as far as game outcomes, starting to matter both less and more at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it matters if they're doing good, but like at the same time, if you have a really strong offense, it's starting to matter a lot less.
It's incredible because like you look at it. I mean, first of all, what are your chances Edelman goes to the Bucks now?
Well, they don't want Edelman on the Patriots. Nobody wants Edelman on the Patriots. I don't know what's going to happen. I'll tell you what's going to happen. Edelman's going to get like cut or something. He's either going to get cut or traded, and then he's going to turn into like Cam Newton or something like that, who can't find a starting spot. Which, by the way, still hasn't been resolved yet. But
that's true. Like the Bucks don't need a wide receiver. I mean, if they do, he'll probably play like the bench or whatever. Because like they have Goodwin and Evans. So like, despite I think Goodwin plays in the slot, but still like I don't know. Now what on the draft for the Patriots?
The draft for the Patriots. I mean, I think it was smart that they got the 4th round pick out of it. I feel like they need draft picks at this point. I don't see any big name that they could get in the draft right now, unless they trade up. I mean, if they could trade Edelman for, if Edelman's still on contract, which I don't know off the top of my head, but if they could trade Edelman for like, a good pick, like a really good pick, and I mean, trade maybe another player, another pick or something like that. Who knows? They might get a good pick out of this draft. And they might.
I've heard 2 names to throw around when it comes to the Patriots. I've heard Jake Fromm from Georgia.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts.
You think they could get Jalen Hurts out of it with the 20th pick in the draft right now?
Well, if they like trade up and like play the odds, right? I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
Belichick is Lord Almighty.
Yeah,
like he could be playing the strings right now.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say. I think the thing is that like I can still see Belichick succeeding with the Patriots. Like I think Belichick is a good enough coach to where the Patriots can still win games. I still think they'll go positive. I mean, the Vegas odds has them at what 8.5 wins this year. I think something like that. So I mean, they can obviously still win games, but I mean, if that's any indication, then they could even still make playoffs because of the fact that we were looking at the Cowboys. I mean,
them boys,
still them boys. They almost made playoffs going negative. So I mean,
true.
But see, that's gonna come in handy of the Buccaneers, who also play in that same, not division, but like same conference. So that could certainly help them out a little bit. Just I don't know. I feel like this whole. I mean, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Another thing, little off topic stuff. I've heard Kansas City. You know Henry Ruggs?
Who?
The fast guy from the draft, Henry Ruggs, who ran like a 4.8 maybe 2. Chiefs are trying to go for him now. I've heard.
I believe it.
I mean, the Chiefs don't have enough speed, I guess, because they. I mean,
well, the Chiefs just picked up a couple guys from the XFL. Now they picked up Teamu, which
they picked up
he's
a quarterback.
A really good quarterback in his. And I feel like. I feel like a lot of the quarterbacks coming out of the XFL, especially what's the guy's name, PJ Walker who's now in Carolina. He was in the NFL, but like he never really found his starting spot that much.
Yeah.
But now that the fact that they've had the XFL experience, they've had experience on the field, which they didn't always get in the NFL. I feel like now him and Teamu are going to do great things in this league one day. They could be the future for all we know.
I mean, yeah, because there's a bunch of like small like XFL players who did like really good.
Yeah.
Now getting signed by like NFL teams to learn from these veterans, learn
Yeah.
their way. Thing. That's why, like, I think it was a smart idea for them to pick up this young quarterback from the XFL because like he. I mean, if Mahomes teaches him, who knows if he will? Because Mahomes is still a young buck, so
Yeah.
Mahomes is a veteran. So I
I
don't
feel
think
like
they're.
PJ Walker resembles Patrick Mahomes a lot more than Te'amu
Yeah,
does, but Te'amu's still a really good quarterback. So
yeah, I agree with that. But like,
also rest in peace to the XFL. Prayers up. That depressing.
it's kind of sad. All
I
right.
hate how, yeah, I don't know, man. This football season's gonna be weird. The Buccaneers I think they're gonna be. I don't want to say they're not gonna be like heavy contenders, but they're gonna be in there and they're gonna upset a lot of teams. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be a good season.
Any last thoughts?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, Chargers uniforms are great. Patriots are awful.
I mean, Chargers have, as you said, Chargers have no uniforms for no players, or have good
For
uniforms
no
for no
fans.
players.
Yeah, imagine.
All right, guys.
Well, that's gonna
That's
be
it
all.
for me. Again, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Josh.
See you next time, guys.
Thank y'all for watching.